Creating cinematic AI movies used to involve a lot of manual work. You had to build every scene individually, move back and forth between different tools, and spend hours making sure the visuals stayed consistent from beginning to end. Thankfully, that entire workflow has changed. With Google Flow, you can take a simple idea and transform it into a complete AI generated movie without ever leaving a single workspace. In this tutorial, I'll show you the exact process I use to turn a basic storyboard into a polished cinematic film with consistent visuals, natural storytelling, and professional quality results, all in just a few minutes. Let's get started. The storyboard you're looking at was created in only a few seconds, and here's the impressive part. I didn't have to build any of it manually. Everything was generated directly inside Google Flow. From the main character and safari locations to the vehicles, wildlife, individual scenes, and the complete visual storyboard, Google Flow handled the entire creative process automatically. What would normally require hours of planning, designing, and organizing was finished in moments with only a handful of clicks. To begin, open Google and search for Google Flow. Click on the first result labeled AI Creative Studio for videos. Once the website opens, sign in using your Google account. If this is your first time using Google Flow, don't be surprised if your workspace is completely empty. That's exactly how every new project starts. Now click New Project to create a fresh workspace. Once you're inside, look over to the menu on the left and select Tools. Scroll through the available options until you find Storyboard Studio, then click to open it. As soon as Storyboard Studio launches, you'll be asked to choose an image generation style for your project. For this tutorial, we're creating a cinematic wildlife documentary, so we'll choose realistic before clicking Get Started. After the workspace loads, you'll notice three main sections: script, assets, and storyboard. Everything starts inside the script section. If all you have is a simple idea for a documentary or short film, you can describe it here and Google Flow will automatically write the entire script for you. If you've already prepared your own script, simply paste it into the editor and continue with the rest of the workflow. For this demonstration, I'm keeping things simple and using the following prompt. Create a cinematic wildlife documentary about a female travel vlogger on a rainy season lion safari in the African grasslands. Once I submitted the prompt, Google Flow immediately began generating the project. Only a few seconds later, everything was ready. Instead of creating just a script, it also generated a documentary title, organized the story into scenes, introduced the main character, and planned the entire safari adventure from beginning to end. All of this is powered by Google Flow's built-in AI assistant, which automates much of the creative work behind the scenes. Every section already includes narration, scene descriptions, and logical transitions between events. Of course, if you'd like to make changes, you're free to edit any part of the script and customize the story however you like. For this tutorial though, I'll leave everything exactly as Google Flow created it so you can see what the platform produces by default. Now let's move over to the assets section. At the moment, it's completely empty, but that's about to change. Instead of creating every character from scratch, simply click Autofill Characters in the upper right corner. Google Flow will automatically generate every person featured in your documentary. If you'd rather design your own characters, you can absolutely do that by describing their appearance and generating them one by one. But since this tutorial is all about saving time and automating the process, we'll let Google Flow handle everything for us. After the characters have been created, take a moment to review them. If something doesn't match your vision, simply open the character, edit the description, and regenerate the image until you're happy with the result. In my case, everything looks exactly the way I wanted, so I'll keep the generated characters. Next, scroll down to the location section and click Autofill. Google Flow will automatically generate every environment needed for the documentary. After that's finished, repeat the same process for the props section. This creates every important object required throughout your project. Within just a few minutes, you'll have a complete collection of characters, safari locations, and props ready to use. From rain-soaked African grasslands and muddy safari tracks to acacia trees, off-road vehicles, professional camera equipment, binoculars, and everything else your documentary requires, Google Flow prepares all of the visual assets automatically. These assets become the foundation for every scene you'll create later in the project. And remember, if there's anything you'd like to change, simply click on the asset, update its description, and regenerate it until you're completely satisfied with the result. Now it's time for my favorite part of the workflow, the storyboard. Just like everything we've done so far, Google Flow can build this for you automatically. Simply click Autofill Scenes and the platform will begin creating storyboard panels for your documentary. As you scroll through the project, continue clicking Autofill Scenes wherever it's available until every scene has been generated. And if you're using a smartphone, don't worry, Google Flow works there too. Just open it in your mobile browser and switch to desktop mode to access the full interface. Once the generation finishes, you'll have a complete visual storyboard covering your documentary from the opening scene all the way to the ending. As you move through the storyboard, you'll notice how naturally the story unfolds. The first few scenes introduce our travel vlogger as she arrives at the African Safari Reserve during the rainy season and prepares for the expedition. From there, the adventure begins. She travels across rain soaked grasslands, drives along muddy safari tracks, and explores vast open savannas filled with incredible wildlife. As the documentary continues, she watches watering holes, photographs herds of animals crossing the plains, and eventually comes face to face with a magnificent lioness and her cubs resting under a tree after the rainfall. Every scene connects smoothly with the next, creating a cinematic documentary that feels both realistic and professionally planned. At this stage, your storyboard is essentially finished. If your project only requires still images with narration, you can download everything now and begin editing immediately. To save an image, simply right-click and download it directly. You can also open all media from the left-hand panel where every generated image is stored in one place. Select any image, open the three-dot menu, and download it in either 1K or 2K resolution depending on your needs. But if you want to bring these images to life with animation, this is where Google Flow really shines. To animate a scene, open All Media or navigate to the Images section. Next, return to Storyboard Studio and switch back to the Script tab. Make sure you're viewing the individual scene descriptions rather than the full script. Each storyboard panel already includes a detailed explanation of exactly what's happening in that scene. Simply copy the description from the first scene, then return to the matching storyboard image. Let's animate the opening scene together. In this example, our travel vlogger has just arrived at the safari reserve as gentle rain falls across the African grasslands. Copy the description generated for that scene. Then, return to the corresponding storyboard image and select Animate or Add to Prompt. Since the scene description already contains information about the location, wildlife, camera framing, atmosphere, and subject, next, switch over to the video generation settings and choose the model you'd like to use. For this tutorial, I'll be using Omni Flash, which is currently one of the most affordable video generation models available inside Google Flow. One nice advantage is that Google Flow provides free daily credits, allowing you to generate several video clips without paying anything. If the scene description hasn't already been added, simply paste it into the prompt box. Then click Generate. After a short wait, your first animated scene will be ready. Let's preview the result. If everything looks good, you can continue to the next scene. If you'd like to improve something, simply adjust the prompt, regenerate the clip, and compare the results until you're satisfied. From this point onward, the workflow becomes very repetitive. Copy the description for the next storyboard panel, open the matching image, choose Animate or Add to Prompt. Paste the description if needed, then generate the video. For example, one scene might show our presenter driving through rain-covered grasslands while searching for fresh lion tracks. Another could feature a dramatic encounter with the lioness relaxing beneath acacia trees after a passing storm. Simply repeat this process until every storyboard panel has been transformed into an animated video clip. Before generating each scene, it's always worth taking a quick look at the prompt. If you think a camera movement, lighting detail, or extra action would improve the final result, make those changes before clicking Generate. Doing this usually produces better looking videos while helping you avoid wasting valuable credits. Occasionally, you may notice that Storyboard Studio disappears from the left-hand menu while you're working. If that happens, don't worry. Just open Tools, select Storyboard Studio, and you'll be taken straight back to your project. To avoid doing this repeatedly, click the pin icon in the upper right corner. That keeps Storyboard Studio permanently pinned inside your workspace for quick access. If you're working from your phone, press and hold the video instead, then select download. For this example, I'm downloading everything in 720p, but you can choose whichever resolution best fits your project. Repeat the same process until every scene has been downloaded. Once everything is saved, import all of the clips into your favorite video editor. Arrange them in the correct order, add your background music, sound effects, narration, transitions, subtitles, and any finishing touches you'd like. In just a short amount of time, you've gone from a simple documentary idea to a complete cinematic AI film, all created inside a single platform without constantly switching between different tools. And that's exactly what makes Google Flow such a powerful workflow for AI filmmaking. If you found this tutorial useful, let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe for future AI filmmaking tutorials, and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, stay creative and keep building amazing things with AI.